What's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video, and this is at my locals, and this is the final round. There was 4 rounds. I was beating everyone, and this was the final round. To the right, it's me with the pink sleeves. I'm playing Vayu Turbo, and to the left is Hero Diva, which is a pretty common deck as well as Vayu Turbo. Um, but it's like Diva Hero, kind of like hero beat, because it does run skill drain. I think it also runs oppression, so it was like a hybrid, I guess, if you want to call that. It wasn't fully hero beat, but it did kind of majority had the hero beat engine kind of thing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but he called it a hero beat. This was, a gamble, heavy storm. I figured there was a Starlight, but you know what? I'm the type of players of like, if you do have a Starlight road, let me just fucking get over it, I'm not going to play around your back road just being scared, like, oh my God, he has a Starlight, or fuck, I cannot activate this because of Starlight. You know what? Let me just fucking make you use it, get rid of Stardust, and that's it, Like, I'm not the type to be playing like that. And, at some point, it can cost you the game. I'm not gonna lie, because Stardust is pretty good, and being able to negate once can determine the match. But again, I'm not the type to just be playing around stuff. I don't know. I just never like playing like that. I like to be aggressive and just like, you know what, fuck it. So I torrential, he negates, but now I don't have to worry about Starlight Road. I don't have to worry about Stardust. I don't have to worry about none of that. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I MST his fucking bluff. I was like, dang, like, oh well. But then I special summon Arm Wing, and I try to swing, and I believe he did Prisons. And I'm like, fuck. I know this deck, just an FYI, this deck really, really fucking what's the word I'm looking for? It really, really depends on trap cards. So if you side deck Royal Decree or even a Genzo, you dominate this deck. Yeah, they have Gemini Sparks, which is still a very OP card, but not as OP as having like fucking 5 back row, and they're all like bottomless, deep prison, and mirror force and torrential, and you're just like, fuck, I can't do shit. I personally like to side deck in Royal Decrees. I feel like they're very good. I synchro for 6 right here using Armageddon Knight and Goblin Zombie. He Gemini Sparks. I scoop because I didn't have anything else. I was like, all right, he won. He got round 1. Honestly, I think Gemini Spark is a very fucking broken card. I know my cousin uses it, and it's such a fucking broken card. Like, you can chain it. The fact that you can chain it and get rid of like majority of, oh well, you could get rid of pretty much anything, and on top of that you draw a card. It's like, what the fuck? It's really good. I believe it's a super OP card. I'm swinging with Vayu. Like, who the fuck does that, right? And then Card Trooper, he's just taking damage. I'm just chipping away because I'm like, you know what, there's an open field, might as well chip away, because you just never know. He summons Alias, and he Gemini Sparks. Of course he Gemini Sparks. Of course you fucking have Gemini Sparks. And I'm like, all right, whatever. He's deciding. He ended up choosing Rhoda, which I guess I get his drawing effect, but I don't know. I feel like I would have not chosen Rhoda because I mean Card Trooper. I'm sorry. I would have chosen Card Trooper because I don't want to make my opponent draw. Like, the less they draw, the better. But I'm still summoning babies. I usually do a lot of chip damage just with like the little monsters. He Call of the Haunted. I'm like, dang, okay, defense, whatever. Call of the Haunted is pretty broken. He Phoenix Wing Blast. And of course he had a Mally, which was perfect for him to discard and now to remove and special summon the other Mally. And I'm like, dang, he's gonna pop off right now. And I only have 2 little ass monsters. He attacks. I take some damage. He attacks my Vayu. and then attacks directly. I'm like, dang. But Vayu Turbo's, I think Vayu Turbo's a really good deck. I personally like it better than Black Wings. I summon Sirocco. I swing Alias for 100. I meant to attack the other one, so I told him, I was like, oh, I meant to attack the other one, the one that doesn't have Call of the Haunted, because I want Call of the Haunted to stay there just in case of Gorge. So that's why he swapped it. I Rhoda. And of course, with Rhoda, who else? Who else? You guys will see. Who else? Comment below if you guys know who the hell I would get with Rhoda. Come on. The one and only. A lot of my cards are common. I don't really spend on cards like that. But little by little, I've been like pimping it out. Just a tad bit. I discard Plague Shredder to be able to discard another Sirocco, and I'm like, fuck. So then he de-prisons, obviously, and it's pretty good that he's de-prisoning me because obviously I need my stuff in the graveyard. I do use Necrogarna to keep him alive, and I'm like, okay. That trap card, for some reason, it felt like a bluff to me. So I remove special. I summon Armoring, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's just see what he has. Whatever. I haven't summoned. I only special summon, and I swing. I do 400 damage, and then I do 17. You see, like, for me, I think with having to do with dueling, reading their face expressions, their body language is very important, because it's like playing poker. Like, you gotta have a poker face, because if you don't, it could give it away. I forgot what he did that I was like, that's a fucking bluff, and I was just able to confidently attack. And then if you have a poker face, or you're able to, like, make it seem believable, you're able to, like, psych out your opponent. I think it's very important to do that, me personally. So I have, look, check it. Solemn Judgment. He's Solemn Judgment a Raikou. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, it's crazy. I summon Armageddon Knight. I throw another Sirocco. But I'm not gonna bring him out because I know how much life he has. And it's just it's a Mirror Force, the new one he said, which I probably should have attacked that one. So I remove Sirocco and Vayu to get Armor Wing. I accidentally put Armor Mastering. He's like, oh, what are you trying to make? And I'm like, oh, my bad. Like, I'm moving a little bit too fast. But obviously it was common sense who I was trying to make. My mistake. I know. I own up to it. But yeah. Luckily I have 3 Arm Wings because you special summon him so fucking fast. 3 is like, you have to run 3. He special summons Diva, and I'm like, okay, cool, 2 Divas, whatever. He sees my graveyard, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, I don't mind. He flips, he synchros, and Goyo. And I'm like, oh, okay, deep prison. And then he miracles, and I'm like, okay, cool. He's at 400 life points, by the way. So I was like, all right, Absolute Zero is fucking beast, but I'm not tripping. Absolute Zero to me is nothing right now, because I just tribute and choose my own Kaias, burn for 1,000. Which at first he was kind of like, oh, what? He thought I was gonna go for Absolute. Like, no, bro. Like, I'm trying to win this. He calls, searches. I think a proper hero beat deck is really fucking good. Especially the ones that main 2 skill drains and 2 oppressions. I think those decks are really, really good. It might be a deck that I might be working on very soon, just because I see the potential. I know his is a little bit of a mix, a little bit of a hybrid, which is not bad, but I personally just wouldn't run it like that. But that's just my personal choice. He summons Stratos. I think Ecall to Stratos to Search. It's just fucking broken. You thin out your deck really fast, and that's pretty much what you want to do in most cases, because then you want to draw your real good cards. He summoned Alias, and I'm kind of like, fuck. Like, I'm pretty sure he has a Gemini Spark. I chose Stratos, and then the fact that I milled the Decree, I was like, dang, Decree could have helped me right now because he has 2 back rows. But I'm like, whatever. So I set in defense, and I have 1 card face down in the back row. This guy, I think it was his first time. By the way, just I guess a heads up and ruining the surprise. He takes it. I broke pretty bad. I think I drew like 2 Kayas and like something else, stuff that I couldn't really use. And with his bottomless, with his deep prison, with his Gemini Sparks, I couldn't really just like stall. So yeah, he won. I believe it was his first time winning at this locals. I don't know if he goes somewhere else. But you see what I mean? He has 4 back rows. It is kind of intimidating. They might be bluffs. They might not. But having a Royal Decree is just fucking OP. And also, it makes him use Gemini Spark on the Decree instead of another card or a monster that you really, really want to have on the field or you really want to summon. So overall, it's a really good card to side deck in for them, for this type of deck. And then I'm just like there, like, dang, I think I lost this one. He has a 19 hitter, back row to defend, and I honestly didn't really have much going on. Again, I know I kind of broke pretty bad, and I was like, dang, like, I haven't really milled. I haven't had anything in the graveyard. So I was just like, okay, let's see what I can do. I brain control. I like to brain control and attack, just in case if it's your prison, like, fuck it, remove your own monster, not mine. So I swing for 19. He takes it. And then, obviously, I tribute Caius. And then I target. I target that one. Then he's thinking. He Phoenix Wing Blast to the top of the deck. And that honestly kind of like helped him out a lot, because like I said, I didn't really have any like monsters to like sit or to stall with to tribute. And the fact that he made me draw him all over again, it's really good, because it's just kind of it's a worthless draw at the moment. I think Caius is an amazing card, but for now, at the moment, it's kind of hurting me having to draw him. Sometimes he top decks just fucking phenomenal, but right now it's not a card I wanted to even look at. I was like, dude, I can't use you whatsoever. I wanted a Raikou, Solar Recharge or whatever that card is called, a fucking Card Trooper, just something to mill. I just wanted things in my graveyard to be able to pop off. But I just didn't have that. So I was like, dang, like, what the fuck should I do? So there was a lot of thinking involved. Again, it was the last round. Both me and him were undefeated. We both faced pretty good decks. And we both had the same intention, which was winning, right? So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just keep going. He special summons Absolute Zero. And I'm like, dang, like, this is fucking crazy. I have a clear field, not much going on, and he has back row, he has front row, and I don't have anything, man. And I was like, fuck,